Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome in. I mean, clearly the background's different. Major shifts, major changes. There is a huge theme of recalibration, of like literally like your reality being so different, but it having happened so quickly that it's like you're just now catching up to everything that's changing. And you may still be in the midst of the changes, but it was like getting it's like having been in preparation and now the time is here and it's like, oh wow, no, I really did this. This is really what's happening. Like this is the next step. This is in really what I've been asking for. Like that's the energy. It's like I'm getting what I asked for. But when you ask for something, you ask for specific things about it, but other things come with it. Like you might know the functionality you want in, I don't know, it's coming to mind like as a car, like the functionality you want in a car, but like you want I don't know, the color and it's not even a good example. I don't know. Like this is, okay. And you know what? Actually, I know what it was because I had very specific intentions that I wanted to set before I started this video and I didn't. And that energy, the energy of like follow through, that's what it is. It's following through the intention that I wanted to set because everything is so different. And actually, I'm just going to clear the energy really quick I need to re-up on my own stuff. This is the Limitless Clear Channel Aromatherapy Mist. But the affirmation is just, I am fully supported in my ascension and my path upward is clear. But it's like clearly I use it. You hear it's on its last leg. But it clears the channel, like the connection between you, your higher self, or whatever like higher consciousness you are connecting with or channeling. It doesn't necessarily have to be for channeling purposes because it's also just generally so you feel more connected to your higher self, but also clearing the energy around you and the connection. And so that's what I was using it for in that moment, was to clear the energy in the space, but also my own energy. We just got to look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And the intention that I wanted to set was that we receive a clear message of clarity and confirmation from source, God, universe, spirit, however you resonate, ancestors, angels, guides, higher selves, and ascended masters, and any themes from current astrology, because there's a lot of astrological energy taking place, but just the messages that are most resonant right now. And with this look at the bigger picture, there's a lot of things that are changing. Like that's the recalibration to this new energy. And I would like 3 cards each. I have 3 decks in front of me because I am in the midst of this transition as well. 3, 2, 1 all the time as I'm saying that. And it's the answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. But we just had a full moon eclipse. So yeah, full moon energy. And both of these are full moon cards. So yes, this past full moon that was on the 7th. So that was 2 days ago. Was the full moon eclipse or blood moon in, what sign was that in? Oh my goodness, do I not know? Pisces. Obviously I literally am. I have a Pisces stellium in my birth chart. But yeah, like this, the answers you need are coming. You feel that, you know that, and I am just asking for one more card from this deck, and then I'm going to clarify what the decks I have in front of me. But part of the shift for me, and like even me being willing to film in this setup, because I'm kind of, I won't say a stickler, but I kind of am a stickler for my filming space, and I'm noticing how much more I feel called to speak more personally in this particular reading. So that might even, like that, I feel like that's a message in itself of vulnerability and of speaking your truth. And I'm like looking at this thing, because mind you, okay, let me share the thing I want to share so this can all make sense. Part of the shift for me is a change in living situation, and I'm in the midst of the move right now, and that's like one of those things that I'm having, like I'm recalibrating to. It's like, wow, this is a major shift, and the location, the whole situation itself, I could not have predicted. like I told y'all earlier on the channel that I quit my job back in June, and yes, I know that sounds like whatever it sounds like. Yeah, and see, because it's like immediately it was just like, do I really want to tell all this about myself? I'm like looking at this like self love thing because you don't need to tell everybody your business, but I did. Like I already said that on this channel. Like if you've seen the videos, you've seen the videos. And but I did that in pursuit of my own business because I am like I have my own business clearly. Like I'm literally showing you the product that I've used up, but it's the building, the pursuing, and that's what I started out with. But the transition, and I because I'm not, that's the part that I guess I'm being guided to keep quiet. It says you and your loved ones are safe on the bottom of the deck, new moon in Cancer, because it does, like it's a big transition, and it's not just me involved in it. And yeah, that's recalibrating to the things that are happening in the moment, and all that to say why I'm like being so intentional. Like I don't have my typical setup with all my decks in front of me because they're packed up, they're already in the new space. And for a moment I thought I wasn't going to be able to like I wouldn't have for a moment today. And that's another, like the pushing through the uncertainty or the uncomfortability of like stumbling or making mistakes, or like you push through it. But earlier I knew I wanted to film today because I did not film on Sunday, which was the full moon eclipse, and then 9/9 was yesterday, and I didn't film. And I'm like, and not only did I not film, I didn't divine at all. And that's I won't say unlike me, but I just like I'm in the throes of a move. Like there's a lot going on, and I thought for a moment, because I packed all my decks up yesterday, and I didn't realize, well, I kind of thought they would be, but I wasn't sure that they would already be in the new space today. And I thought I didn't have any, and I came in my room and looked at my desk, and I'm like, of course I missed some. It's only right that I did. And well, I won't say missed, but like it's only right that there are still decks here for me to have access to right now. We get maybe there's, I was just gonna say maybe there isn't anything else here, but there is. Bottom of the deck: balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Literally, that's what just passed on Sunday. Full moon in Pisces. Balance spirituality and practicality. Balance them because they exist in harmony. They are here now. You are more spiritual than you are physical. And given the context of this card, you're more spiritual than you are practical. Is this two? Oh, then this is two cards, but we're going to keep them together. And it's your loved ones. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer came back out. That was on the bottom of the deck. I just saw some sort of bird fly really close past my window. And then new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So the first two cards, and I'm just going to keep these together because I'm going to do 3 cards from the other decks as well to kind of clarify. But the fact that the first 2 cards that came out were full moon cards, and then both these cards that just came out are new moon cards, it's given the period between this past full moon, and mind you, this past full moon, this video is timeless, the message is timeless, but between whenever the last full moon was and this next new moon, or whether it be reversed, but that time period, there's something significant about that, because it's literally like 2 and 2. Like, okay, we have the full moon over here, but the new moon is coming. So like whatever you're about to really see, like the word that came to mind was actually bountiful, like very bountiful energy coming off of this full moon leading into this new moon. And it's coming through that you're going to have like the intentions that the intentions that you will be setting at this next new moon may surprise you. And I think that's the only way I can put that is going to resonate with everyone it's supposed to resonate for, because I can't get specific because this is a collective reading, and literally the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So that message is who it's for. 10:01. Yes, 10:01 on the timer as I'm reading that. But this lover's energy, and really it's still on the bottom of the deck. So I'm actually just going to take this out and put this is clarifying a look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. And it's not lost on me that like this Sagittarius symbol is an arrow. It's kind of giving Cupid's arrow. Like that's what I'm seeing intuitively, especially with this like pink energy too. So I will clarify that it could not necessarily be romantic love. Like this may just be like a partnership in general, or just like balance, like that balancing spirituality and practicality that's on the bottom of the deck with this full moon in Pisces, having that balanced masculine and feminine energy internally. But this really does feel like divine counterpart connection, or like soulmate connection, or however you identify with like what your person, your romantic partnership, like that's this energy. There is definitely a zoom out moment. 11:11 on the time as I'm saying that, and the answers are coming. Like the answers are coming, and we're the star on the bottom of the deck again. But I'm gonna just that's the energy, the star. Like it's like a spotlight. Something is being seen, being understood. So these two cards came out together, clarifying the answers you need are coming, and we have the King of Cups and the Page of Cups. Okay. Yeah, that's a very clear message. I guess not necessarily gender, but energy. I feel like there's an echo. I can hear myself echoing because this room is getting empty. And look at the energy of these two cards. But there's, like I said, that bountiful energy. You see like the fruits hanging. But with this being, so in this deck it's the Father of Baskets and the Son of Baskets, but that's the King and the Page. And it's the energy of like, because the Page of Cups is like a romantic offer, a message of love coming in, and it feels like it's coming from this King of Cups energy. Like this is a personification, and it may not necessarily be gender, but it's going to be a very masculine, as in like doing, action, active, like an active show of affection, of desire, of intent, is the word that's coming through. It's time to take action. Like this is going to be some sort of, like declaration is what's coming through, and it does feel romantic. This may be a love reading. Let's just flipped over 2 cards here. We have the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess, and this is going over you and your loved ones are safe, and it's time to take action. This reading is definitely for the Divine Feminine. I usually am not that specific, or I don't feel called to specify in that way that the reading is for a specific energy, but this is definitely a Divine Feminine reading. And Divine Feminine does not necessarily mean gender, but if you identify as Divine Feminine, I just saw 1333 all the time as I was saying that, and we have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. Like this is such powerful energy going over you and your loved ones are safe, and it's time to take action. And the energy that's coming through is that like maybe someone here has done some protection work over their family, like with the you and your loved ones are safe energy. Whatever you did, it worked. Period. Like you were divinely protected and all is well as long as you have that intention regardless. But whatever you did, if you did something, it worked. To protect yourself, like not to cause anything for anyone else, but just to protect yourself from external forces, like proactive energy, protection energy. You know what I mean? Like it was not malicious. I'm not talking about anyone who did anything to like get revenge or anything of that nature. Like that, if that was the energy, that's not what I'm reading here. And I don't know why I even felt called to say that, but if that was the case, I feel called to say that don't waste your energy that way. Is what's coming through. But yeah, like for the person that did the protection work for their family, whoever you worked with, they agree. Okay. And it feels ancestral. Um, and yeah, where was I? Okay. High Priestess, Queen of Wands over it. And then it's time to take action. Your manifestations, whatever you have been working towards, seeking, intending. Literally, I just split the deck to it's time to have this baby. That with the high, well, that would be more Empress energy, but excuse me. But still, the lovers are out here too. It's definitely a fertile time. Like if you are intending to, or even not intending, but also not speak. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that energy. That's kind of a hard channel for me to get out. Um, but we do have your genius is showing. I just wanted 3 cards. Well, it's fine. Because this is my handmade deck, so I'm kind of just gonna let this one free flow at this point. We have meditate. So with the your genius is showing, that's definitely this high priestess, queen of wands situation. And that look at the bigger picture. People are going to start seeing 1616 on the time as I'm saying this, seeing the bigger picture, maybe even before you do. Like not that they're going to see the details of it, but they can see the bigness, like the grandiose is the word that's coming off, but like if this manifestation is huge, and with you being this Queen of Wands, High Priestess energy, this is your manifestation, and it's going to shock people how different or how quickly transitions have taken place. How things that are, the word that's coming to mind is irreversible, even though not necessarily irreversible, but things that once they have happened cannot be, or won't, not that they can't be, but won't be forgotten, essentially. Like these are lifetime, milestones. That's what this is. Like there's milestones that are going to be taking place that maybe people thought would take longer for you, or even for themselves. Maybe they just thought that this is something that takes a very long time to happen, and then you do it in like a week. That's the energy that's coming through with this High Priestess, Queen of Wands energy. And then we have meditate. Yeah, definitely spend time listening internally. F all that talking, let's do it. Yeah, so that's such a, so I haven't really been reading on this channel with my handmade cards because there are some mildly explicit cards in there. But that energy is really just like, okay, you've talked about it long enough. And that's clarifying the same line that has the it's time to take action, new moon and Aries energy. Enough of the talking. It's time to do. And then we have your vibe attracts your tribe. And the bottom of the deck says often imitated, never duplicated. So with this, your vibe attracts your tribe. It feels like Soul Tribe is being magnetized. You probably are already seeing this in your reality. You've met new people, regardless of how confident you are in the longevity of the relationship. At this point, you're noticing that you're meeting new people that are, or at least the interactions themselves are unique, or they continue on, or you hang out more than once, you're having these experiences more often. But with this often imitated, never duplicated, the more people you encounter, the more people you get to know, the more you expose yourself to different types of people. You may find that some of them are really attracted to your energy. Like your vibe attracts your tribe, but your vibe also attracts people that wish they could vibe the way you vibe, So this often imitated, never duplicated, this is not something to be concerned about, but just know that there may be times where you feel like, okay, I don't really, because it feels like a moot point. Like that's not even really something to bring up. Notice I just shuffled it back into the deck because it's not, it's flattery. Literally, that's all you should take it as. And then we have Gaia coming out here because you're showing up in 888 abundance energy, and I'm being drawn to the fruits and trees from this pair of cards again. Mother Earth, Gaia, is supplying you all you need, and that's Gaia is right by this meditate energy and also the F all that talking, let's do it energy. Um, so it's like, it's really time to show up and act on all the things you've been talking about. Now's the time. And with this uh, Page of Cups, King of Cups energy, it feels like there's divine support that is coming in to make a major that's maybe also what it is. If it's not a romantic offer, it is a strong public, what it feels like, declaration of support. Yeah, with this 888 energy on the bottom of the deck. I have two more decks available to me at the moment. I'm going to come over to the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle, and I'm just going to ask for one card, and then I'm going to read the book for this one. The Martyr, self-sacrifice and self-reflection on the bottom of the deck. The Hanged Man. That's this. That feels like the recalibration energy, because you're seeing things from a new perspective. You're no longer like, and now it's setting into you what that perspective really is. Because when you have a perspective shift in that moment, sure, you like, wow, that changed my perspective. But when you're actually in the moment of an experience that maybe challenges that perspective, now you have to, do I defend? Do I release? There's still like shifts that take place after a singular perspective shift. And I say singular, but it feels like they're just happening constantly, like just constant shifting. But we have number 22, Altar of Fire, Good Juju. Okay. And then bottom of the deck, 24, Creature of Fire, Choose Freedom. Okay. Good. I couldn't have asked for a better card to wrap up this reading. But 888 energy. Good juju. Altar of Fire, number 22. It's all working out for the highest and best. In grace and gratitude, harm to none. This game of life is already won. So mote it be, and so it is. 22:33 on the time as I was saying that. Be inspired. There is something in the air, and it is your success. Great things are happening. Open yourself to opportunities and unexpected choices. Claim your moment, beautiful. Embrace the rebirth in love, health, money, and happiness. This is not the time to tiptoe. Be big, be bold. You are manifesting wonderful outcomes, but you must take creative action to let it all in. Be ready to expand and evolve. This is what you have been waiting for. I feel like I said that earlier in this reading. Like, it's the energy of like, this is it. It's here. This is what I was asking for. Ancestral memory. The altar of fire is represented by the Gaia Dua. The Gaia Dua. The fire tree of the matriarchal Akan people. The fire tree holds the Kra, or life force energy, of the supreme being goddess Nyame, Nyame. The fire trees were planted by the Queen Mother, who maintained the ancestral altars and shrines to goddess Nyame on behalf of her people. As ancestral medicine, set up an altar in honor of fire goddess energy, from the flame-loving cobra goddess Wadjet of Egypt to Madame Pele, the Hawaiian volcano goddess. Tarot correspondence, Ace of Wands, declaration, it is easy for me to be successful. I did see the shadow medicine, or the shadow aspect, if it had come out reversed. It didn't come out reversed, but for some reason I still feel called to read it, and I don't usually do that. Yeah, and it doesn't fit. But it does feel like if there is any, the word that's coming to mind, resistance. Because this good juju is going to be real good. That's, okay. So like, this is me reading this shadow aspect is what's coming up, and it feels like this is an ancestor speaking. This is your warning to be vigilant for self-sabotage, because it's going to be so good that you could sink into that it's too good to be true energy, which that's an old timeline energy that did not make it into the fifth dimension. There is no such thing as too good to be true. It's just good. If it's too good to be true, that means it's more than good enough for you. Like it's literally like it's for you. Like it's good enough for you. If it's too good to be true, it's good enough for you. Um, that's what's coming out. Okay, but the shadow aspect of the altar of fire, good juju, is delays, delays, delays. There is the energy of confusion about your new beginnings, ideas, and success. You feel unmotivated. You are waiting for inspiration to hit. Be patient. What goes down must come up. Have compassion for yourself. So even in those moments that you feel like like that self-sabotage could be creeping in, have compassion for yourself, but that's why it's a message of be vigilant. Do not let it go unconsciously for too long, because it arriving in general is an unconscious experience. But it once you recognize it, and this feels like I don't even need to be telling you this, because now it's an automatic process. I think it just needed to be verbalized, but because you know when you realize that you've been thinking in a way that is discordant with that's a vocab word, like a synchronicity, but that's the word that was coming out. But discordant or out of tune, out of alignment with your new way of being, your embodiment of your higher self. Like you feel that you've been, thinking lower vibrational thoughts. As soon as you recognize them, you can transmute them. Like you can release them. I think I've shared that sometimes if or whenever it hasn't happened actually in quite some time, and I'm now realizing that as I'm saying this out loud. But when I would have a thought or visualize something that I didn't want to experience, like kind of just it just happens in my mind because that's what thoughts do sometimes. I would just like as soon as I realized it, I'd be like, oh, but not on this timeline. And like it literally like I can feel the energetic release when I say that. So like having something like that, like a release phrase, may be helpful at this time, because the mind will do what the mind does. And for those of us, because speaking for myself, I have a very strong um I was gonna say a strong mind, but it felt the other way. But I guess strong enough to know that, like, my mind is strong enough to know that there are powers stronger than it. Powers that I possess that are stronger than it. Um, and that's for all of us. Like, we all possess powers or connections to powers and beings and energies and frequencies that are more powerful than our own mind. Like, we all have access to universal intelligence, which is by name more intelligent than the human mind, because if it was the human mind, it would be called the human mind would be called universal intelligence, and it's not, at least not yet. That was just I guess a really long tangent. On that note, though, I am going to love and leave y'all here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. First of all, thank you for 300. Actually, I'm at 303 subscribers right now. If you know me, you know my favorite number is 3, so that's really cool. Thank you for 300 subscribers. There are, well, I don't even know if that's going to be there, but there may be a service link in the description. There is definitely a tip jar link if you are interested in showing some support financially. It would be greatly appreciated, but not required. And may whatever you give be returned to you tenfold. I am wishing you an abundant ascension, and I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.